The 90-Day Fiancé universe was always brimming with drama, but no one expected the shocking twist that Sophie Sierra was about to introduce. Known for her whirlwind romance on the show, Sophie's story had been one of love, heartbreak, and emotional struggles. But recently, an unsettling rumor started circulating. Sophie was claiming she had been abused during her relationship, and fans were left wondering, was this just another plotline for the cameras, or was there something more to the story? Sophie's fans had already seen the ups and downs of her relationship play out on screen, from her passionate but troubled romance to her heartbreaking separation. But now, with new accusations surfacing, the audience began to question whether Sophie had an ulterior motive for her claims. Were these allegations true, or was she seeking sympathy and attention? It all started with a cryptic social media post. Sophie, who had rarely shared her personal struggles with the public, suddenly posted a lengthy message to her Instagram. It was one of the most emotional posts she had ever shared, accompanied by a black and white photo of her looking somber. "I've kept quiet for so long, but the truth needs to be heard," she wrote. "I can no longer stay silent about the abuse I've endured. The damage done, both physically and emotionally, is something I will carry for the rest of my life. I am done hiding." The post left her followers reeling. While some fans expressed their sympathy and offered support, others began to question the timing. Sophie had always been outspoken on social media, but she had never hinted at anything this serious before. Why now? Why this sudden revelation, especially after her public breakup? Fans, who had been following Sophie's tumultuous love life, started speculating. Some wondered if this was an act of vindication, a way to justify her recent decisions and actions. Others feared that Sophie was simply playing the victim card to garner sympathy. With 90-Day Fiancé stars, who had been known to exaggerate or dramatize their stories for the sake of the show, it was hard to separate fact from fiction. Sophie's relationship with her ex had always been a central part of her 90-Day Fiancé storyline. From the very beginning, viewers had witnessed intense passion, followed by numerous breakdowns and emotional outbursts. Sophie's ex, a charming but unpredictable character, had been involved in multiple arguments and public confrontations with Sophie, leading some fans to wonder if the relationship was toxic. However, abuse had never been mentioned, at least not on screen. Behind the scenes, however, rumors had begun to circulate. Sophie's ex had made cryptic statements about their relationship falling apart due to issues of control and manipulation. He had hinted that Sophie had been emotionally unstable, but he never mentioned physical abuse. On the other hand, Sophie had always defended her ex, painting him as a misunderstood, caring individual, until now. When Sophie's abuse claims surfaced, it cast a shadow on their entire relationship. Fans began to re-watch old footage from 90-Day Fiancé and the couple's appearances on other shows, looking for any signs of the alleged abuse. But nothing seemed to line up with the claims Sophie was making. The explosive arguments between the couple were clear, but they had always seemed more about emotional volatility than anything physical. As the abuse accusations dominated the headlines, the question everyone was asking was, why now? Sophie had spent months, even years, defending her relationship on television. Why then would she suddenly make such serious claims? Was it a cry for help, or was there something deeper at play? The timing of Sophie's announcement raised eyebrows. Just weeks before, she had been involved in a heated dispute with her ex regarding their breakup. Sophie had made several public statements expressing her frustration with their failed relationship, accusing her ex of lying and trying to manipulate her. It wasn't the first time Sophie had shared her grievances publicly, but this time, the accusations seemed more pointed and personal. Some of Sophie's closest friends and family members had also begun to question the timing of the abuse claims. They pointed out that Sophie had been struggling with the aftermath of her breakup, and the idea of playing the victim could have been a way to redirect attention and sympathy toward her. After all, 90-Day Fiancé stars were no strangers to the concept of creating a narrative for the public. Sophie had spent years cultivating a fan base, and many wondered if she was now leveraging that following for a new story arc. "I've seen it happen before," one close friend said privately. "Reality TV stars often create these situations to get more attention, more sympathy, and more buzz. Sophie's a smart woman. She knows how to play the game." As Sophie's abuse claims gained traction, they sparked a wave of backlash. Fans, eager for answers, flooded her social media with questions, asking for specifics about what had happened during the relationship. But Sophie remained tight-lipped, offering only vague, emotional posts that didn't clarify the situation. Some fans were deeply sympathetic, urging Sophie to seek help and applauding her for speaking out. However, others were more skeptical. They questioned the legitimacy of her claims, especially given the inconsistent nature of her previous statements. Sophie had often portrayed her ex as the villain in their relationship, but had never mentioned any abuse before now. Was this a genuine revelation, or was she manipulating the story for the attention she desperately needed? "I've always supported Sophie, but something feels off about this," one fan commented. "She's had issues in her relationships before, but this just feels like she's trying to create a storyline. If it's real, she deserves support, but I need to hear more." As the drama unfolded, Sophie remained silent in public interviews, choosing instead to share her thoughts on Instagram. Her fans, meanwhile, continued to dissect every detail of her posts, searching for inconsistencies and trying to piece together the truth. Angela, a fellow 90-Day Fiancé star and longtime friend of Sophie, publicly reached out to offer her support. "I know Sophie's been through a lot, and if she's saying this, then I believe her," Angela posted. "No one knows what happens behind closed doors, and we need to trust her truth." But even Angela's public endorsement couldn't stop the swirling doubts. Fans began to ask, if Sophie was truly a victim, why had she stayed in the relationship for so long? Why had she defended her ex so adamantly in the past? Could it be that Sophie had just as much to blame for the relationship's breakdown as her ex? Just when it seemed like the drama would spiral out of control, Sophie made a surprising announcement. She was set to appear on a 90-Day Fiancé special, where she would break her silence about the abuse claims and tell her side of the story for the first time in full. As viewers tuned in, they saw a different side of Sophie, a woman who seemed genuinely torn by her past, but also determined to take control of her narrative. She explained that while there had been moments of emotional abuse, she was not entirely innocent either. Her relationship had been toxic, yes, but it was a two-way street. Sophie admitted to making mistakes, and she acknowledged her part in the volatile relationship. However, she also made it clear that her decision to come forward was about more than just revenge. It was about healing, about finding closure, and about empowering others who may have faced similar situations. "I'm not playing a victim," Sophie said through tears. "I'm just telling my truth." With the special aired and Sophie's story revealed, fans were left to decide for themselves. Was Sophie truly a victim of abuse, or was she simply playing into the drama for the spotlight? If you'd like me to continue with more twists or explore specific aspects of Sophie's journey, let me know.